Alright, hey, welcome to the 2026 Legacy Racing Baja Nevada. We're here at qualifying, and we have our UTVs out there qualifying right now. So, believe we have Zach Quiroz about to go. So we'll go in car with Zach right now, and then kind of talk you guys through how this is going. Camera on this.
I have to.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what's
Oh,
going
that's
out.
bringing the audio.
Audio's up.
Okay, so we're on board with Zach right now. Corey Weller was the first UTV out there, followed by Steve Allen. We didn't have in-car with them, so I didn't really have anything to show you yet. But we're out here just kind of northeast of Mesquite, near Littlefield. And we've got a pretty technical qualifying course here. I haven't actually run the course yet, but I saw a video at the drivers meeting last night that Donald put out. So they're not giving the drivers a sight lapse. They're going out in qualifying cold, and from what I understand, they get 2 shots at this. So they get their first run. If they think that that was a good run, then they can take that time. If they want to go one more time, then they can choose to do that. But when they do, so there's some pretty good water jumps coming up here, so I want to watch for that. But they can do a second run. So there's the first water jump. To me, I think you want to, since you're not doing a sight lap, I would go out, do a fairly conservative run, see if my co-driver can take some notes, and then I would choose to do a second run and then try to like really throw it down. But you know, we'll see what drivers choose to do. I would think that most of them are gonna opt to do a second run, but we will see. A lot of this course is really soft, so I do think it's gonna deteriorate really fast. There's one water crossing there where you can see they're getting soaked. But it's going to deteriorate, and I think this course is going to go away really fast. The two-wheel drive spec trucks, I think, that's going to be interesting. You know, there's 29 vehicles qualifying, and I think if you're towards the back of that and you're a two-wheel drive, that's going to be a major disadvantage. But you know, we will see how the times play out and what happens. You can see the sun's really low right now. It's still very early in the morning here, so that one section there, the sun was really in his eyes. Pretty rocky downhill, and there's, I think, the big water crossing jump is coming up here as he drops back down into the little kind of valley here. This should be the big, yeah, I think that was the bigger jump right there. And it looks like there's not a lot of lip. Seem to be landing pretty, the attitude of the car is very nose down. It looks like he's catching the dust, or well, actually he's caught Steve Allen, so I don't know what the exact start intervals there were. Oh man. All right, I think you guys are going to really enjoy watching this qualifying, because that is our third vehicle out there, and he's gotten doused twice in these water jumps. Well, actually one, there wasn't a jump, and then that third one, I mean, he didn't clear that at all. And yeah, I think this might get pretty interesting towards the end of qualifying. Seems like he's had a pretty solid run. Just 78, 80. So looks like he topped out about 80 miles an hour there. I bet we'll see some trucks hit 100. And then think there's like a pretty big downhill coming up here, and then it should be coming into the finish. Yeah, you go. I guess you go up the hill first, then he's gonna come down a hill and into the finish, I believe, from what I remember at the drivers' meeting. So after this, I don't know that we have in-car with some of the other drivers, but we should have some drone shots here that we can show you. Now this race itself, it's a 2-day event, and it originally was going to be 635 miles. Because of some fires, so you should be coming into the finish after this downhill. Yeah, I believe that's the finish right there. So I'm curious to see if he decides to do another lap or not. So I think right here. So I don't know if thumbs up means you want to do another one or you're good with your time, but I guess we'll see if he gets back in line or not. So this race itself, it's 2 days, and it's the first day it was gonna be 379. I think they cut about 35 miles out of that first day because of some fires that were a little south of the Caliente area, and then the second day, I want to say, is like 235 or so. Let's see if I have it in my notes. I don't have it here, but
Zach pulled back in. He's right here.
yeah. So it looks like Zach pulled in. So I think thumbs up means you want to keep your time, is what I'm thinking there. And probably his thought process there was he didn't want to get doused by water again, and like I said, I think this course is going to deteriorate fairly quickly. So probably a good idea just to keep your vehicle in one piece, and then go ahead and just start getting prepared for tomorrow. One thing that's nice is they did tech and contingency last night as well as the drivers meeting. So once you get through qualifying today, or if you're in a class that doesn't qualify, you have all day today to get prepared for Friday and Saturday for racing. Which, as a racer myself, I really like that, because there's nothing that I hated more than to sit in tech and contingency lines all day the day before the race, and then have to go to a driver's meeting at, say, 7 o'clock the night before. I think we're going to see if we can get Zach to come in and get a little interview with him, get some intel as to what that course was like out there. So right now, this is probably, it might be Jason Plank. Daniel Phillips went right after Zach, and then we've got Jason Plank and Trey Sprinkle, I'm sorry. So here's like some nice drone shots, kind of showing you aerial view of what this course looks like. Oh, we got a guy turned over. I was gonna say I haven't seen him come through, and you saw his death. So yeah, he's upside down, and now it looks like all four wheels are there. So I think he just high-sided in that corner. I can't get a number off of that car, but I mean, this is what you don't want to do the day before the race. And that was right after looks like the big water crossing jump. I think that might be Trey Sprinkle. It looks like his car. And if that is, he's actually teamed up with Cowboy Cerrone. And I was talking with Cowboy earlier this morning. He was talking about how they're trying to get Trey some seat time because Trey doesn't have a lot of experience, which would potentially lead to a rollover like this. So I'll see if we can get Cowboy to come in, maybe bring Trey in and have Trey explain to us what happened here. Because I believe that they're pitted right by our studio trailer here. Well, we're taking a look at this. We are going to be live streaming the entire race. So all day tomorrow, all day on Saturday. And we've got a bunch of in-car. We'll have drone footage. And I think really should be stepping our game up on our coverage of this Legacy Racing. I believe he's the last UTV out there, so we should have a break here. Luckily, there shouldn't be anyone else coming. And then, I mean, it's kind of looking like most people decided to take their first lap for qualifying. So I think they're just going to need to send a recovery vehicle out there and get Trey rubber side down, and then we should be good to stage our trucks. The actual race course. Okay, so I think we're on board now with a recovery truck, heading out to go get him turned over. So in our never-ending quest to bring you guys play-by-play coverage here, we've got some onboard footage with the recovery vehicle. All right, so I have Zach Quiroz here. He's gonna come in and I'm gonna scoot over.
Pretty wet.
And yeah, I saw you get doused.
Yeah.
Okay, so how was that out there?
It was pretty good. Actually, it was. I just said, you know what? Let's just run this thing once. I'm normally pretty good at kind of just reading the terrain, so I said the goal here is to just run this thing one time. I don't want to have to keep doing a rerun or anything. You know, they'll give you one rerun. So I mean, I think what some guys are doing is they're using their first run as their sight lap. We caught up to another car super quick. I just drove right around them. I don't feel like I lost any time doing that.
Are there other cars that are lined up that are going to do a second lap?
I think everybody in our class so far is doing a second lap.
Other than you?
Yeah, yeah.
That's when I first watched it. I said I would probably go out, use the first lap as a sight lap, just be fairly conservative, take some notes, and then try to do a quick lap on my second run. But then I also look at it, and it's really soft. It looks like it's going to deteriorate extremely fast.
The course is definitely going to deteriorate. I was just telling some guys out here in the big TTs and unlimited trucks, you guys better stay on it.
Yeah.
I would definitely be willing to put some money. There's going to be some stuck trucks out here today.
Well, so we watched you first water jump. Looked like you made it pretty good. It did look like you kind of land nose down on a lot of them. I don't think there's a lot of pop to them to keep the front of the car up. Is that true?
Yeah, they're kind of, you know, as you come off them, they're kind of just like a flat lip.
They're more rampy,
so,
right?
Yeah, just to get you over the water. The first one was pretty good. The second one was just a straight water crossing. It's a little bit deeper than I thought.
Yeah,
we recovered.
We saw a
from
wall
that.
of water come over.
We recovered from that pretty good. I think it was the third water crossing. It's real weird. You come around like a right-hander corner and it's just straight into the jump. And I just remember somebody saying you got to be doing like 50 miles an hour or 44 or something. I'm like, we're not going nowhere near that. So I locked them up and we just dove straight into the hole.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you did let off on that one? 'Cause I
oh
saw
yeah,
you just
I
get
straight
covered.
locked the tires up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, well, I think it's the one prior to that, you got to be going 50 is what Donald said. And then the last one was supposed to be fairly easy to get over. But I think, like you said, you come right out of a corner into it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you come right out of a corner and you're like kind of coming downhill. So I think it kind of looked like maybe a little bit more intimidating than what it was.
Yeah.
So I was like, no, this is qualifying. I'm not going to try to throw anything away. I'll take a little bath first.
I mean, it's there's not a ton of entries in your class. I don't know that it even really matters where you start that much, in my opinion. You know, and
It's gonna be a long
it's
day,
a 600-mile race.
Yep.
So, you know,
I think it's gonna be.
I think if I was in your shoes, I wouldn't be too concerned about where I was starting.
No, I don't want to start in the back. I mean, ideally, you know, up front. But I mean, if we get like a maybe top 4, top 5 or something, then I'll still be super happy with that. I mean, we got 650 miles, 2 days of racing. A lot can happen.
I mean, the problem is in UTVs, when you qualify first, you're the first one to get into the slow specs.
Yep.
And to me, passing a slow spec is harder than passing a UTV.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like a lot of times, when I would be running up front in a UTV and I'm battling with these specs, the whole time I'm panicking because I'm like, shit, I'm letting everybody else catch up on me as I get stacked up behind these specs. So
Yep.
I don't know that even being in the back of the pack, because you can pick off the UTVs fairly easily,
Yep.
and then it's like now you've got, you know, say 5-6 minutes of adjusted in your back pocket
Yeah.
on your class, and then you can work through the specs.
Yeah. Exactly.
So
Thank you.
Yep.
I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. But
That's
it's
exactly,
a long
yeah.
race. It's a 2-day race. I think, you know, I went out and ran this whole thing. I think the first day, like, from Whipple Ranch at 172 to, like, say 210, you got to be very smart, very conservative.
Yep.
It is really technical in some sections. There's some stuff that will destroy your vehicle.
Yep.
If you push, you're going to end up on your lid. So I think you got to get through that clean, get through that first day clean, and then the second day is pretty fast. Just throw it down.
Just start turning it up. Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of the plan. That's what we usually do anyways. I mean, we try to get at least, you know, halfway, maybe 2/3 of the way, and then we kind of see where we're at, and then we kind of adjust from there if we got to turn it on or if we can kind of just maintain where we're at.
Well, at our last race, I think you actually just kicked everybody's ass in one full
Yeah.
day. So
Yeah,
I don't know that I
that's a
totally
little
believe
bit.
you with you saying that's your strategy. 'Cause
Well, you know, everybody can have a strategy, but as soon as the helmet goes on and you hit that green light, you know, definitely things change from there. So,
for sure. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's like you say you're going to be conservative, but if you can get up front, you want to get up front.
yeah,
So,
yeah, exactly. That's always the
It's-
goal.
You know, if you can, it's nice to have a 15-30 minute cushion over everybody
Oh, yeah, that'd be
instead
really
of
nice.
having someone right on your ass.
Yep, yep, exactly.
But well, right on. I'm
right,
sure you
cool.
got stuff to do.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Yep,
coming by.
Thank you. Sorry.
Good
Little
luck,
buddy.
man. It's all good.
All right, thank you.
I've been around desert race a long time. That's not the first dirt on me.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've been on board with our recovery crew, and I believe that was Trey Sprinkle that they were flipping over, and from what Zach was just saying there, we've got the rest of the UTVs are going to go back out. Sorry, I'm cleaning up the seat here where Zach sat because he made a mess. He was covered in sand and and was soaking wet from the water crossing there. But I think the entire field is going to go back out and do another lap. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here. If I'm going to see if I can get Corey Weller to get her camera on. So you guys just hang tight. I'll be right back, and then hopefully we'll have some more coverage here as they do their second laps. Can someone get Corey Weller's camera on? She's going back out. Okay. Just have somebody get her camera. Okay. And then
Huh? No, you walk away. I'll ask Elisa.
okay. We need to keep that shut because it blows out the shot.
I'll go
Okay, so I'm back here with you guys. Looks like actually we'll have a nice shot of the water jump if that's where he parks. Hopefully that's where he stays. And then we also have that drone shot. So from what I understand, they should be getting pretty close to going again. We should have in-car with Corey Weller. Hopefully they get that turned on before she heads back out. And then we can watch what it's looking like out there. The qualifying course is 3.8 miles, and a lot of it you can see they actually bladed it through all these weeds, and it's really soft out there. So when we had Zach Quiroz in here, he said he was talking to some of the trophy truck or unlimited truck and spec truck drivers, and they were, well, okay, so here comes Corey right there. All right, looked like you guys a decent shot there. She cleared that water jump, no problem. Can we go to the drone shot?
It's not up.
Okay. Yeah, so Corey's probably pretty close to being finished here. It'll be interesting to see because Zach didn't clear that last water jump and checked up for it. If Corey puts in a faster time than him, I'm kind of thinking that she might, because if he checks up and she doesn't, that's going to put her in a good position. Trying to see who that is from that wide shot here. You've got a car coming into frame there. That, I believe, is still Corey, but from this distance it's really kind of hard for me to tell. Pretty cool qualifying course that they set up out here. I haven't seen too many desert races where you're doing water jumps across the Virgin River. Looks like we've got another vehicle that's out on course. And that should be Steve Allen. It looked like he was pretty conservative on his first pass there. So he's going to hit that first water jump. Looks like he cleared that no problem. And then he'll be coming straight kind of into frame here. Got a nice shot there. Again, like, you don't really see a whole lot of desert races where you've got a river and so much green. So this is the water crossing that doesn't have a jump, and there should be a wall of water come over him right here. Yeah. Yeah. I guess the saving grace for these drivers that are out there is, you know, you're getting soaking wet, but you only have, you know, say maybe 3 more miles after that to go through. The dust in the upper screen there, that should be Corey kind of working back towards the finish. And I believe, like, this second water jump here, yes, so this should be Steve Allen coming down the hill. He'll make that left and then a right, and then we'll see him do the water jump. I believe you can see timing and scoring either off the Legacy site or possibly Racing Tracks. I'll see if I can find out where you can see results. So he chose not to do the water jump. It's kind of interesting there. That's the corner where Trey Sprinkle had put it upside down. And then I believe you've got one more water jump here. Looks like the camera went off of him though. I don't believe we have any more in-car with any of the drivers that are in the UTV class, but coming up after this we have 29 unlimited trucks, class 1s and 6100s, as well as one unlimited legend. So a lot of those vehicles are going to have in-car, which that will make this a lot more exciting. So we'll have Steve Allen in that 1843 UTV coming straight at us here. And you see behind him, I believe that that's Daniel Phillips that just left the line. The way that they're running qualifying, there's no sight lap, but you get the option to take a second run. So the majority of the UTVs, basically everyone other than Zach Quiroz, chose to pretty much use their first lap as a sight lap and then go back out and qualify. And I would think that the majority of the trucks and class 1 buggies are going to do the same. So we should have Daniel Phillips in the 1867. Right, okay, so he's coming through frame and should be hitting the water jump here pretty quick, I think. Oh, this is the actual road crossing where they're getting drenched. Then they kind of go up onto this little plateau that is more traditional desert racing. They're on that for a little bit and then kind of loop back around and come into the largest of the water jumps over the river. So just on edge of frame, we've got Phillips making that left, and then he'll be making this right-hander and then hitting the water jump. We'll see. Steve Allen chose not to do it. Let's see what Daniel Phillips does. Looks like he's carrying some speed, and yeah, as long as you stay on the throttle, you clear that no problem. Back to the actual race course. So day one is starting on the Del Mar airstrip, which is kind of in between Alamo and Caliente. And then there's been some fires up in the mountains there, so they had to reroute the course a little bit. So they're actually going and doing a, I guess, a parade from the start on the airstrip to race mile, I believe it's 35, and then the race will be starting from there. And then at that point, the course kind of winds around that area, heads over back towards Alamo, and then over to Rachel, and then ends up finishing the day in Tonopah, and then day 2 starts and finishes in Tonopah, and the race course kind of clover leaves around that area. So kind of top of the screen here in that shot, we've got Daniel Phillips a little over halfway through his qualifying lap. And it looks like I don't see any other UTVs starting or lined up. So I think that Trey Sprinkle, after putting it on its lid, they probably chose to call it a day and just get prepared for the race. And I'm thinking Jason Plank may have not gone out. So there's a potential that could have either been Daniel Phillips or Jason Plank. The shot's too far away for me to read the numbers on the vehicle, but it was one of those two competitors, I would venture to guess. So that should do it for our UTV qualifiers. I'll see if I can get some times and give you guys updates on the results from that qualifying. And then we should be staging our trucks here fairly shortly. If you guys want to hang tight, I'm going to go see if I can get us some results. And then we will come back here shortly with our unlimited trucks, Class 1 and 6100s. All right, welcome back to our coverage of the 2026 Legacy Racing Baja Nevada. I'm Wes Miller, and we are here just outside of Mesquite, Nevada, doing our qualifying runs. Our UTVs just ran, and if you were watching, we had a shot of Trey Sprinkle illustrating what not to do out there. So I have Trey sitting here with me right now. I'm going to scoot over and let's hear from him on what happened. All right. give me some play-by-play.
All right, so first off, I'm a gun YouTuber. That's what I do. So if you guys follow me on that, Last American Outlaw, I don't think I should be here racing, but one day I called my buddy Cowboy Cerrone and I said, hey, I think I want to race. And then, I don't know, 8 months later, here we're at. So it's been a wild ride. But yeah, so this is my second American race, and I've raced 2 Mexican races.
Okay.
And so this is actually my second time ever qualifying, and I came a little hot into the corner. I was listening to Felix, and I came a little hot in the corner, and then I stayed on the gas just a little too much, and it wasn't a bad turnover. Like, it didn't hurt. It was just a turnover,
Yeah.
But
Looked like you got your lights a little bit.
I got my lights. I got the mirror. So we're gonna go try to put her
Yeah.
back together. Scratched old red a little.
At least, like, one thing I was talking about with Legacy doing contingency in the driver's meeting last night and then doing qualifying so early, you have all day to get ready for the race, which as a racer, I actually really like that, because the thing I hated was doing a driver's meeting and teching contingency all day long the day before the race.
No, I think for sure. We actually talked about that earlier, that it was nice to have the whole day, especially after we kind of pre-ran just a little bit for the sight lap or for the qualifying. So now we got the day to fix some bumps and bruises.
All right, so what was going through your head when you're sitting there upside down?
Turn the car off, because I was like, dang it, man, I cannot believe I did that. I knew that I did it right when I did it. I was like, dang it, I cannot believe I did that. And then turn the car off, because we had some friends catch on fire. So in my mind, that's all that's, so I'm like,
Yeah.
Turn the car off, make sure we're not on fire. And then see if Felix was okay. Try to get him out. He couldn't get out. And then so I was just, in my head, I was like, dang it, man. I could feel it right when I did it, and hopefully I didn't screw up the car for the race.
Would it help if we made a little note that we wrote or something that put on the dash that said keep the rubber side down?
For sure. Could I get that sticker? American Outlaw, keep the rubber down.
I'm just giving you a hard time, man. No, I appreciate you coming in, talking to us. It's cool having people that have notoriety in other genres, I guess, that kind of come to off-road racing. Just Cowboy, coming from UFC Hall of Famer, he's doing all kinds of cool shit all the time, and to have him here, I think is awesome. And for him to bring guys like you in, it's fun to have you guys here, man. So
yeah, this is a crazy fun sport, and it's a wild ride to be Cowboy's friend, I promise.
I'm sure it is. I think any advice I could give you would just be like, drive what you can see, don't try to overdrive, and build into your speed.
Yeah.
Like that's if you try to push too hard too fast, things are going to happen that you don't want. So take it easy. This is a long race. It's like over 600 miles. You got 2 days of racing, so build into your speed, man.
Yeah.
And you'll catch it on. Or you'll catch on. It'll come to you, man.
I need a year or so. But yeah, it's a blast.
It doesn't happen overnight. I mean, a lot of these guys have been racing their entire lives. So.
For sure. I really did think when I first started, I was like, oh, I'll get in this thing and I'll just go. And I'm just like, whoa.
Well, am I going to come out shoot you?
No, probably not.
Are you going to be a cowboy in a UFC fight?
Yeah.
so the people that have done something for decades are pretty damn good at it, no matter what it is,
Sure.
So, all right, hey, right on, man.
Thanks.
Thank you so
Good to
much.
meet you.
Good luck. Hopefully, you guys can get the car all together. We also have Cowboy Cerrone here, so see if we can have him hop in and hear his 2 cents on what happened there. So, what did you see, and what were your thoughts on how that all played out?
Yeah, we were watching the stream, and all of a sudden, it went black. Like, God dang it. But this is, we need Trey for the 1,000, and this is him seat time. Qualifying is like the most stressful. If I put it in terms, it's how you feel before you fight. I mean, like lining up to go on the race is one thing, but like qualifying, the motor's hopped up, everything's, you're running as fast as hard as you can. So it's good emotions for him. Crashing is good. We all crash. I was over there talking with Bo, and he was like, "Oh man," I said, "I can't say shit. I'm the king of crashing." So it's just, you know what I mean? Just what happens.
What better way to learn? It's like then make that mistake. And, now it's like, okay, what did you learn from that mistake?
He knows now how far too far was.
Yeah, exactly. And like you said, I think putting him into that qualifying, the pressure and the butterflies that you have, that adrenaline, if you can learn to manage that, you can manage it in the race.
Correct. I mean, we're here to learn, and that's learning. So it's, I'm excited. I'm excited for tomorrow for them to get the car. Car's good. It's just cosmetic, so knock the lights off. Probably take a grinder, cut the mirror that broke off, and get in and go.
I think this race too, with not being able to pre-run, you really have to learn to read terrain. So it's a good way to learn to prepare for a race like the 1000, where you can pre-run, so maybe the pace is a little faster.
But as you know, you pre-run all the time. When you pre-run down there early and we come in race, they're two totally different racetracks.
That's why when I was racing, I didn't pre-run until a couple days before, because there's no point. Just because it changes so much.
But we're excited. His two daughters are coming out and racing. They're in the sportsman class, so we have 2 cars running this weekend. It's going to be a fun somersault circus, trying to figure out how we can make it all work.
Have you done the Baja Nevada before?
I never have, no.
So, I went out and ran this course. I think you guys are really going to enjoy it. It goes through some really beautiful areas. I mean, there was wild horses all over, pronghorn antelope, a badger ran out in front of me. You're going to have to watch out for cattle. There's actually a fair amount of cattle that were out there, but super fun. I've been telling everybody, day one, I think you kind of just got to get through it because at least from Whipple Ranch, which is like race mile 172 to about race mile 210, there's hardly any race course. I think Donald put some ribbon out there and stuff, but if you watch my videos, I mean, I got lost numerous times. And, so that area right there, if I was giving you guys some advice, take it easy through there. You just got to get through there clean. Because after that, everything's like pretty fast. And that day 2 is just really fast. Cool. So get the car through that in one piece. I mean, what made you want to get into desert racing, and how did you get into desert racing? If you got time to keep talking.
Marcelli called me and asked me if I would do a celebrity drive at the Mint 400 like 5.5, 6 years ago. And we came and we took second place, and it just I was like, what is this? I went and bought 2 Can-Ams the next day, turned them into race cars, and we started.
It's got to be... Doing UFC fighting, I can't think of something that is more of a one-on-one personal challenge, and then the adrenaline rush that you would get from that, you know. But off-road racing, it's got to be pretty close, you know.
Very similar, just the excitement and the whole team camaraderie and preparation, and it all goes hand in hand, you know. Like preparation on your car and preparation and fighting, it all equates the same to me. So, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. I think there's a lot of correlation. I think you having that experience, you know how to create a team, how to work with people, how to prepare, and then and how to manage your adrenaline and a lot of that stuff that we talked about with Trey.
And it's really cool with Can-Am and with Monster and all the sponsors that are supporting us. They knew what was going to happen. When we came in, same thing, like, we're going to go in there, we're going to crush this. And they're like, okay, just take 2 or 3 years and figure it out. And now they're like, welcome to let's go. Let's run it. So the support that we have is unreal. The team we have is growing. Trey's part of the team now, and just getting the seat time, going out there and doing exactly what he just did needs to happen. Right?
There's nothing like getting miles under your belt.
So,
same like having ring time probably, nothing ring time. You can train in a gym all you want, but until you have that real fight, it's not. It's the same thing with a race. So you have real race experience. It's just not the same.
So tomorrow I'll be in the car with him. He'll drive. I'll co-drive. It's gonna be interesting. So. But,
well, I mean, you can kind of keep him calm, and
that's the problem. I'm gonna be like, go. But he's got to probably keep me calm.
Maybe you guys need to do some yoga beforehand or something. Do some recite some mantras while you're in the car. But right on, man. Well, I appreciate it. Good luck to you guys.
Sir.
Thank you so much. Always a pleasure talking to you.
Got it.
Guys, that was Cowboy Cerrone and Trey Sprinkle. Awesome for them to come in here and talk to us, and it's great to have people that are that well known outside of off-road racing to be taking a part in this. So we are getting ready here to get our truck staged. I'm gonna hop out of here for a second, and then I'll be right back. Hopefully I've got a couple other people ready to do some interviews with while we're getting ready, and then we will be back with more coverage of the Legacy Racing Baja Nevada.